Hi guys, welcome back to the our portfolio website. In last video, we have seen that we have created our portfolio up to about section. So this is our home section. This is our about section. So now we are going to create now skill section, service section, project section, and contact section, and a beautiful footer. So in this video, we are going to create this. So in last video we have created up to this about page. So now come to our VS Code. So if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe us and please watch the part 1 of our portfolio website. So let's go for our skill section. So we have to create the skill section, right? This is skill section. So to create, we will copy this skill section from our previous code and we will paste it here. So here you can see that first of all we have created a section tag, and in this section tag we have given the class and id skill, and in this we have created a div for the heading. You can see that we have a div, right? So you can see that we have a div with the heading skills, right? And in that we have written skills, and in a span we have written my skills. And now we have created one more div for the skill container, which you can see that this left side bars are there: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and Git and GitHub. So for this we have created another div, and in this div we have given a class with a skill container, and in this div we have a class bars. So bars, you can see that these bars. So for that, so now for box 1, so we have considered this box 1 for the HTML, box 2 for the CSS. So similarly we have created the bars for every skill. If you have a HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so how much we know, so for that we have created the bars. So we have in this div we have a skill container, and in this we have a div with class bars. So for first bar we have a class bar box, and in this we have a heading HTML and a span tag 94%. We know the HTML. Then we have a div with the class light bar and another div for the HTML percentage bar. So for this percentage, how much we have to fill this percentage? So for that we have created this HTML bar and this light bar for our the div, which you can see this the thin bars. So we will see in CSS how we are going to style it. So now similarly for the box 2, so box 2 we have a CSS, then box 3 JavaScript. So similarly we have created the same div, but we have changed the heading to CSS and span to 84%. So we know it, if you know 84%, then you can write here 84%, and if you know 100%, you can write 100% CSS. Then the same bars we are going to use. So we have created the same div with the class light bar and one more div for the though, so the percentage how much we have to fill this color, the violet color, you can see. So for filling that we have created the separate class CSS bar. So CSS bar, here the HTML bar. So how much we know the HTML bar, that much we will fill, so according to this class. So we will see in CSS soon. So another we have created one more div for the JavaScript and another div for the Bootstrap. Similarly for the Git and GitHub, how much skills we know we can include it, and you can design according to your needs. And then we have another div for the skill image, which you can see in the right side a image, you can see that. So for image we have created a div with class skill img, and we have pasted this image. So when I click on this, you can see that this image we have pasted in our code, which you can see here. So now come for styling. So we go for styling. So we here will paste skill section. So we will comment it here. So now we will copy the skill section code from our previous code. So we have skill section from here. So we will copy this skill section and I will explain you how our skill section is going to work. So we'll copy this and we will paste it in our here css style.css. So we will save it. So before that I will show you how our project is looking before the css. So the html that I have explained you, so for that this is how our project is going to look without css. You can see that the skill section how it's looking, and with our css our project is going to look like this. So I will show you how our project is going to look like this using style.css. So we are going to style it. So we will paste it here, and now we'll see one by one. So here we have a skill container, right? I will show you skill container. So we are going to style skill. Why we are not styling this heading and my skills? Because we have already styled in the here root. I have explained you the last video. We have already style this heading and the span tag in the root above. So no need to style for our this heading skill and my skill. So our skill section is already styled, right? So in the root we have a style. So let's see our project is looking like this. So let's style this. So for skill container, in container we have two parts. One part is the for showing our skills, html, css, javascript, bootstrap, github, and one for the image, right? So for skill container we have a display grid, and we have two parts, so we repeat to one fraction ratio. So for grid columns we have a two parts, right? So for that we have divided repeat two, here we have written two, right? And then we have a align atom center, it should be in center, and gap 2 rem between this, and then we have a margin from top 4 rem. So the skill container, you can see that after placing in the grid how our project is looking, and before placing the grid our, let me show you, before, so we will comment it here, and now see our project is looking like this, right? And when we place the grid our project is looking like this. So similarly we are going to see the others part also. So for the image, you can see that the image on the right hand side we have a width 80%, padding left 4 rem, and position should be center. Then for the bar box, so you can see that here we no bars box are looking. So in our website we have this bar box. So for that we are going to style. So position relative and display flex. Why we are writing position relative? So it is considered as a parent, and we are going to style some other components elements on this bar box parent. Then we have a display flex and a space between justify content, and then align atom center, and padding 1 rem, and margin from bottom is 1 rem for the bars. So I will show you how our bars is looking. So we will cut it and I'll save it. So no bars is looking because we have not given any colors, but we have a space, right? Here a space below the html, before it was not there. So now we will see the span. So in span we have a font size and font weight, and for the light bars class we have position absolute. I have told you that why we are using this relative before. So this is considered as a parent and this light bar is considered as a child. So we are going to give position absolute to place the element on the parent, and we have a bottom and left 0, and 100% width and height 0.5 rem and background color. Now I will show you how our bars is looking. So before I will show you before it is looking like this because you have not given colors and other things. So I will show you how our project is. So you can see that now the bars are visible because you have given some colors, right? So now the percentage bars that I have shown you. So percentage bar we have a absolute position for the percentage bars that I have shown you here. This 94% is not on the right position. This should be here, right? So we have to place there. So for that we have according to parent we are going to place. So we have written position absolute, then bottom 0, left 0 and height and a background color and a border radius. And after this I will show you how our project is looking. So let's save it and now see the percentage is where it is. So it is placed at the right place. So you can see that at the right place it has been placed. So now for HTML we have to show width 94%, right? So here it's not looking how much percentage you know. In last project we have is showing this up to this we have this 94%, the violet color in this bars up to here you can see that, and the remaining is empty. But in our project it's not showing. So for that we have defined the different classes for every skills like HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So for that we have to show with 94%. If we know 94%, the 94% bars will be filled. So here it's not filled, right? And in our previous word it is filled. So let's define for other CSS also, JS, React and width for the Git. So for every skill class we have defined some width. So with this width it is going to fill. So now see it's filled. See, this is our previous project, right? This is our own project. So it is filled with 94%. It is filled with the 84%. So we have filled our skill bars with this percentage according to our CSS. So now we will see for the service section. So in service section we have this divs, right? And in this we have some heading and some text to learn more with the hovering effect. So let's see our service section. So let's come to our code and we will copy the service section from our previous section, and I will explain you every and each code how it is going to work. So we will copy this and go to our current project section and we will paste it here. And before it was not showing anything, but when I will save it, so it is something looking like this. But we have to make our service section something look like this. So let's see first of all HTML. First of all we have defined as section tag, and in this section tag we have a class and ID, and we have a div with heading and service and our service. So it is placed at the right place because we have already written the CSS in starting only. So here we have a service contact div. In this service contact div we have this classes with the box, and in this we have a I tag with this icon, and we have this web development heading and a anchor tag. So you can see that the anchor tag web development heading. So now our icon is not showing. Similarly for the box we have icon, server icon. So here we have a front end development, and we have an anchor tag learn more. Similarly for the other section also. So the icon is not showing. So let's go to our project, search for the font awesome icon. First we'll see the font awesome icon. So here you can go and copy the icons and paste it in our code. So let's search for server, it is available or not. Let's check. So this is the server icon. So let's copy. This is the pro version. I don't know it will show or not, but let's try. So go in our ink tag, paste it here, and before that, to work this we have to paste the CDN. So font awesome. So we have already pasted the CDN link. So let's see it's working or not. So see it's working. So you can see that we have a small icon on the top, right? So you can place the icon according to your needs. So in our project it is not showing because we have used another icon. So similarly for the other section like web development, front end, bootstrap, you can use the icons. So now I am going to copy and paste the same icon for our every service box. You can change according to your needs. So I'll paste it here, and now see for every we have an icon for every section. So now we are going to style. So for service section we have a service content, right? So let's copy this service content CSS, and till here we have a service. So we'll copy here and paste it in our style.css. So before that we'll write the service section. So we'll comment this and we will paste it here. So I will explain you each code how our service section is going to work. So for the service content we have a display grid template auto fit. So it is automatically fit the divs we have placed here the divs. So for that and min max we have a 200 pixel and auto, and for content it is should be center, and gap between the tips will be 1 rem, and for the margin top we have a 2 rem. Then the for the box we have a padding. So before that I will show you how, how it's looking. Copy, we will save it here and we will go and see. So it is properly aligned, you can see that. So using grid we have aligned. So now for our service box we have a padding 20 pixel and width 260 pixel and display flex. Then we have a flex direction column and align item center, and then we have a text align center and border radius. We have a service hover section. So when you hover this color will be background color will display. So we will see how our project is looking. So you can see that we have properly aligned, and when you hover we have a beautiful hovering effect. So now see another. So for the h3 we have a font size, font weight and margin, and when you hover on it it will be the white color. So before that it was not the white color, you can see the heading is not looking good. So we will see now, we will see and save it. You can see that now when you hover the heading is in white text. So now we have a box we have a padding top, font size and color, with the main color we have used that we have defined in the root. Then we have a, when you hover on service box, we have a the box, this color code, and then we have a anchor tag. For anchor tag we have a this color and this font size that we have defined before in the root. And then we have a font weight, and when you hover on our anchor tag, the color code will be this color code. So now see, it's looking perfectly fine. So till here we have designed our service section. It is similar looking like this, so you can see that. But in our previous section we don't have icons, so here we have icons. So now we will see for our project section. So let's come to our project section. So we will copy the previous code and we will see how our project section is going to work. So let's paste it here. And now see, we have a section. Similarly we have created the section as like other section, and we have a class heading, and we have a h2 tag for the heading, project and our recent work. We will save it and we will see how our project. So here this is our previous code and this is our, now I have pasted the current project is looking like this. Images are so big and the heading is aligned properly because we have defined already CSS in our previous video. Then we have a div for the project content, how it is going to display. So we have a div with the class project image, and we have defined this image project one port.png. So this image we are going to use on our project. Then we have another div for the another project section. So similarly, how many projects do you have, you can paste it here, the link of the image, and in this div we are going to show our project section something looking like this with a beautiful hovering effect. So now our project section is something looking like this. So let's style our project section. So we will copy this project section style and go to our current project, and here we will write styling, what we are styling, project section. So we will comment it here. From here we are going to style our project section. So we will paste the CSS code. So I will explain you each code line by line. So here for the project content we have this div with the project content. In this we are going to place our every div. So for display grid we are going to use to place the every div. You consider the 4 grids we have. So how it is going to fill the grid? So for that we have defined the auto fit. So it is automatically it will fit with the this minimum 280 pixel and min max with the auto, and gap between this div will be 1 rem and for the margin 2 rem. So our project is something looking like this. Now when we save it, when I apply the grid, so our project is something looking like this. It is not looking like in column, it is showing in a row, but our image has been aligned in a row, but it is not looking good because the image has been hidden. So we are going to make our image look good. So for the overflow you can see that the image has been hidden and it is not showing. So for the overflow, hidden and border radius 0.5 area. So when you apply on hover overflow, so I will show you when I save it. So the overflow has been hidden and a gap between these images has been, see a gap, and before it was not gap and it was overflowing over one image over another, but no other image is overflowing over another image. So now, but our image size is so big, so we are going to make it with 100% for our image and display block. So we'll save it and we'll see. So see, it's looking perfect. So with 100% and display block when you apply, so image is perfectly aligned but no hovering effect. So for that we have paste the image hovering effect to scale 1.1 and transition 1 second with the duration. So you can see that the transition 1 second with the duration and scaling 1.1. So now we will see our contact section. So in contact section we have a heading and a 3 input box and we have a send button. So let's see. So we will go to the previous project and we will copy the contact section HTML and we'll paste it in our current project. So when it save it and we'll see our contact section is something looking like this. Here is the name, email, and here the message, and there is the send button, right? So now we are going to see how it's coming. So in HTML we have a similarly other section we have defined the heading and span for our this contact and contact with us. So now we have a div with the class contact form. In this div we are going to place our every form in this div, and in this div we have a form tag, and in this form tag we have a 3 input, right? One input for the name, one for the email, and one for the text area, and we have a input for the send button, and here the type should be button, and we have defined the class also for the button. So we are going to see, and here we have defined the text area column should be 30 and row 10. So we have defined the how much bit it will take, and when we save it you can see that we have something looking like this. So now we are going to style to look like this. So let's come to our CSS. So in previous code we have defined some CSS, so we will copy this and we'll paste in our current project section. So here we will write contact styling. So here in contact styling we are going to paste it here. So let's paste here, and here we have a contact form div. So here with the contact form class you can see that in this div we have a contact form, and in this contact form class we are going to style with the display grid. So using grid it is very easy to style our every element, and here we have place item center and a margin top 2 rem for our contact form. So before it was looking like this. So how it is going to look like this? So I will cut this and I will save it and show you. Now see, with the grid it is perfectly aligned in the center with the specific width. Now for the form tag we have a display flex direction column and with 650 pixel. So before it is looking in a row, so you can see that one in a row. Now we are going to place in a column. So for that we have a flex direction column for our form. So now see what will happen when we place it for the display column. So you can see that the name, email, and write message is aligned perfectly in a column, right? So now for the input and text area we have a padding, this padding, and then border radius with 100% it will occupy, border should be none, outline none, and a background color and the margin top and a color of the text we have defined. And for the placeholder we have this color code. So now see how it is looking. So you can see that our our form is looking like this. Now for the text area we have resize none, so we can't resize our text area, and height should be 200 pixel. So when I'll go here, so you can see that here is a resize section. You can see that our see I can resize our this see text area is resizing. So we gonna to stop it. We are going to stop it. So we have a resize none. So we don't want to resize. So here you can see that no resizing on the bottom corner it's showing. So resize has been none. So we can't resize our text area, right? Now for the contact button we have a width 160 pixel, cursor pointer, background color, color of the text, and the justify content center, text transform uppercase, it should be letter spacing, the letter between the space, and a margin from the left. These are the simple CSS you can apply to style our button and the background color, right? So when we will save it and we will see, so you can see that our button has been applied with a beautiful hovering effect. So now we have this footer section with the some links, social media links, and here the copyright section. So let's go to our code and copy this. So we will copy the footer section and we will paste it here. So in footer section we have a div with the class footer, and in this we have a some social icon in this div, and we have a anchor tag to place our links of our social media icons, and we have a icons. We can see that we have used the icons Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, GitHub, YouTube. So that icons we have used, and we have a another div for the copyright section with the this paragraph. So now see how it looking. So you can see that in the left hand side our see that our icons and the footer, but we have to make something look like this. So let's come to our styling. So we will copy the style and we will paste it here. So here for the footer we have a display grid and place item center and a padding 20 pixel, right? So with the grid it is very easy to style our elements. So you can see that it is align center, right? And it is in grid, and when we social icon, so before it was looking small and no space. So to make it we have used this color, and we have a font size, margin from left, text align center, line height, and background color, and we have a border radius, width, and height for the icon. So our icon is something looking like this, but when we style apply CSS, so see the font size and the gap between these. Now for the copyright section, before the copyright section in the you can see that in the left side is not looking good. So for that we are going to style. So padding we have a 20 pixel, a background color we have a, and then text align center and a color of the text, and copyright section anchor tag we have this color code. So when you save it, so our project is similar to our previous project. You can see that both are very similar. So like that we have created our this project portfolio, but see that it is not working for the dark mode and day mode. So when I click on this it is not working, but in our previous project it is working perfectly fine. And when I go for responsive for our project, so you can see that it's not looking good. So, and when you go for previous project, it is looking perfectly fine. It is fully responsive. You can see that, and day mode and dark mode also working. But in our project, it is not working. So we will make it responsive. So for that, we come to our code, and we are going to use media queries for styling to the small devices. So making website responsive, we have written this much code for our small devices. So we will paste it here, and we will see how we are going to style for the responsiveness. So for that, we have defined some media queries. So max width 991 pixel. For that, we have a header padding should be this much, and section padding should be this much. So for the large devices, we have already style. So for a small device, we are have to make it our padding should be small and spaces. So for that, we have going to style it for the this maximum width for this small device, and this size small device. So for that, we have define the root for the big font and medium font, and then for this 768 pixel, we have this root variable for the font, and the header padding, you can see that the header padding 11 pixel and 4%. Then for the menu icon, display initial. So before that, the menu icon was not displaying. So when our menu icon will display when we go for a small devices. So here we have a neighbor class. So for neighbor, for a small devices, it should not be look like this. So a small devices, it our neighbor, when you click on this menu bar, it should show, right? So for that, we have a style position absolute top minus 500 pixel, and we have a left right 0, and flex display flex and flex direction column, and a background color, and box shadow transition and align setter. So the thing we have do for the large devices, similarly we can do for the small devices also. So just we have to make our paragraph, heading, color, and when to display, when not to display. So for that, we can write the similar code and with the small changes. So it is very easy to make the website responsiveness. So I am not gonna to explain this. I will paste it the source code for the responsiveness in our GitHub project. We can go and check it out. So similarly, you can see that the same thing we have written order initial and about container. So 1 fr. So now our column will be in one. So I'll show you. So here I'll show you. So see that the skill section in one, but before it was in two columns, right? So we have to make design according to our small devices. So similarly, we have written the media queries for every small devices, and make the our website look nice. So before, our website is something looking like this. I'll show you. So it is not responsive. See how it's looking. So and I'll save it with this style. So now see, our website is perfectly fine. You can see that in a one column it is showing our project. So when you click on the menu icon, it is not working, but in previous project, see the labelings are displayed, and the dark mode is also working. So it is not showing. So we are going to use javascript for that. So let's copy the javascript and paste it in our project. So this is not the javascript we have copied. So let's copy again and paste it in our script.js, and before that we have to link our javascript. So here we have written a script tag and with the source file script.js, so we have linked our script.js to our index.html. So in our javascript we have a header variable. In this header variable we have selected the elements from our html like header, menu, navbar. So you can see the class from this html and get the element, and we can store in this variable. Now when we have a scroll, right, we have applied the add event listener. So when this scroll event will happen, when user will scroll, so what will happen? Header class list dot toggle shadow and window scroll. Why? So I'll show you. I'll cut it here and I'll show you. So when I scroll, so you can see that the beautiful box shadow is appearing, and this is the class list toggle shadow. So this shadow we have a style in our css file. So this class will be applied on a scroll y. So we when we scroll in y direction, so it will show. Now when you click on menu, before the menu class was not active. So when you click on menu, I'll show you. So it's not working, right? See, it's not working, it's not showing the menu links. So when you click on it, we have added a active class, right? In last css we have styled the active class. So let's search for active. So here I'll show you. Here navbar top 100%, we have applied some css with the active class. That active class, when that css will be applied, when we click on menu icon. And so here we have a on scroll. When we scroll on our window, the neighbor class list will be removed. So when you scroll, our neighbor class list will be removed. So I'll show you. Before that, see for the dark mode. So for the dark mode, we have taken the query selector dark mode from our index.html that have icon we have defined. So for that icon, when that icon is going to work, so we have applied the on click event. So when you click on this dark mode, so it will contain this moon icon, right? So initially it will be moon icon, right? So I'll show you. It is not showing, right? So I'll show here. It's showing on the large devices. So our small devices will also show when we save our script.js file. I'll show you. And when the dark mode has been applied, that time when the user had clicked on the dark mode, now our website is in dark mode. So for that, now our icon has changed to the sun icon. So now our icon will be changed to the sun icon. I'll show you. See, this is the dark mode. When you apply on dark mode, the icon has changed to sun. See, you can see the star icon. So now document.body.classList add active. Now our class list will be active with this active class, and in this we have defined some. For the dark mode we have defined some classes. So how our going to see, I will show you active classes. Active, I have searched before. So see here the text color will be white and body color will be this color code. And see that when we click on this dark mode, right, our body color is changing to this color and text color is going to white when you click on dark mode, right? So for that we have written this active class, and this active class we have applied when in when user will click on dark mode, then this class will be applied. And in this class we have applied that css, that CSS is going to work. And we have a else condition here. When user, the opposite condition, when user will click on the sun, now it is in dark mode, right? I will show you. Now it is in dark mode. Now user want to toggle, now it is in sun icon, so when you click, again change to the day mode. So for that, now our the sun will be replaced with the moon. So you can see the sun has replaced with the moon. And document dot body dot class list remove active, and our active class will be removed, and our body background color will be is white and text color will be black. You can see that. So now I will save our project, and now we refresh. See, when I click on our menu icon, see now it's working for our project also, and it is working for the dark mode also. See, it's working fine. And you can click on nav links and you can go to the lab links. So this is a project we have built in this video. So hope you guys like our project, and if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section, and please share this project with your friends, and don't forget to star on our GitHub profile, and please share and subscribe. Thank you.